will actually wait for this function to resolve. No need to pass any callback on anything. Just put await so that it will wait for this function to resolve. After it is resolved, it will get those users over here. And now I got the users. I should now run my code to this one, this code, entire thing to get the username. Okay, I actually need to get one parameter over here, which is going to be username, which is a string. I'm receiving this string. I'm getting the users using await. Then I'm using for loop to iterate through those users. Let me change this. And here this time it won't be a callback, but
Darshan,
yes.
is there any particular format which you are following, or because you went back and you added again username string here.
Mhm.
So how do you know that you have to add username string over here?
Ah, that is good question. Let's say I will I'm not going to add this. Okay, what
Hmm.
does this function say? Get to do for users, right?
Hmm.
So I'm expecting this function to get to do for some user. So
Hmm.
which is that user? I have to supply that as an input, right?
Hmm.
So that input, whatever we supply it within these two curly braces, not curly braces, these two brackets. So that input for me, which I have decided over here, I am supplying a username. So I know that it is missing because when I copied that code over here, it is showing that username is not existing. Because in the previous example here, I have put username. So now I have to supply username so that this logic can get the to-dos for that username. That is the reason I have put here username, which is going to be a string. So format is like creating a function, supplying the input, writing a logic to process that input, and either returning or resolving the promise to get the output. Now in async await, everywhere we are going to write async await for a backend. So in async await, getting the output is resolving the promise. So here I am getting the output, so I will resolve the promise and I will send user dot todos back. And when I want to throw an error, I won't be throwing error like this, but I am rejecting, and I will reject with this error. Then this will go. This is how we use async await. So
That return will also go, no, Sudarshan?
yeah, return will also go. Actually, it is better to put return after resolve, because let's say after this you write something else. If, or
Okay.
let's say if you write something over here to resolve an empty array like this. So if user is same, then it will resolve, and if you don't put return, it will again resolve, which is not correct. So put return, always you resolve. After you resolve, put return to be on the safer side. Now if this doesn't match, then it will go over here and it will resolve an empty array. That is okay. But if this matches, it resolves, and again it will return, sorry, and again it will resolve, which will give you an error. Now again this is not correct, because this resolve will happen for every for loop. So I should be putting over here, but always return after you resolve. That is a best practice. Or many people do it like this. I don't know whether return, resolve. No, it will not work. So do it like this: resolve and then return, and reject and then return. Return is like stop, I'm done with this. I resolved, no more execution. I rejected, no more execution. Okay. Now
Yes,
let's
and
see.
what is
Yes.
that? So when always my calling function of an asynchronous function also should be asynchronous, is it?
Yes, if it is asynchronous, everything should be asynchronous. If it is callback, everything should be callback.
Okay.
So it is always better to create a synchronous function for everything. No harm in
Uh,
that. So that in future, if you want to put some database callback in between, we can just write this kind of await statement after this statement, and it will
we
work.
can call it asynchronous state function.
Hmm.
Right. So all our functions can be asynchronous, and what we'll do is inside asynchronous, whenever we want, we will with await we will call that database.
Actually, I think you have moved far away from mic, and we are finding it difficult to hear you.
Oh, okay. So what
Yeah.
I was saying is, so all the functions that we'll create will be asynchronous,
Hmm.
and anytime we want to do any database action, we will just write one more asynchronous function, and we'll call that asynchronous function with an await function.
Perfect. Yes, like that. So after you got users over here, you can get, let's say, companies over
And
here with another
so
asynchronous function.
we
And
don't
if,
write await.
sorry,
Sudarshan, if suppose while calling a asynchronous function we don't write await, then what
hmm,
happens?
if we don't write await, it will uh, it will actually give you a promise over here in users. So users wait, no, actually it is not a correct syntax. What will happen, it will not work, because users asynchronous is actually going to return a promise, and users will not have, users cannot be used over here before the promise is resolved. So resolve, it will handle resolve only when you put await. Otherwise it
Okay.
will not await, and it will continue like as usual.
Acha, so that await makes it a function where after calling the called function is completed before you proceed further.
Yes,
That's the
that
beauty of
await
await.
makes your asynchronous function wait so that asynchronous function
So
completes
that the called
its
function completes. Yeah.
promise.
Agreed. Yeah. Agreed. Understood. Yeah. I
Okay.
think I can write these functions.
Now, how do I use this one in my route? If I go to my route, I don't need all these things, or else I can comment it out. Now let me write it over here. Which one? This get to do for users. Is it the correct one? Yeah, I have to write here async as well, just for our understanding. Now here I will use that function. Okay, underscore cg store dot get to do for user async, and I'm going to supply username, which is username. Now here what to string. Okay, so now this is actually an asynchronous function, so it is going to give me a to-do list only after I await for this function to complete. Now it is giving me error, because if I am writing await over here, my main function should be an async function like this. Now it will work. So what it will do, it will wait for this function to complete. It will put to-do list over here after I resolve the promise, and then I will response JSON to-do list. And after response, I will return.
So Dushan, we were thinking that whenever we are calling asynchronous, we will need a asynchronous function, right? So
Yes.
get app.get. So this one also needs to be asynchronous, right?
No, this is a callback. You can mix callback and asynchronous.
Okay.
This is a callback function. See, this get is a function. It is calling this asynchronous function. I'm supplying this asynchronous function as a callback to this function. That is okay. But within this function, if it is asynchronous, if I want to call await, then the parent function should be asynchronous, not callback. But you can use callback within this asynchronous function as well.
Okay.
So express, you have a callback functions in express. So let's see how does it work. It should give you the same results. I'm running the server. Let's go back to Postman. Let's create the user over here. Skeleton user is created. Skeleton 1 2 3, boom. It is giving me a result as expected. This is all how asynchronous and callback works, and this is the most important thing for front end and back end. You should understand this one. You should try with this and make your hands dirty and try to understand this, because this is the most important thing to know. Fine. So let's go back to our backend app. We have done retrieve to do for specific user. Let me check what time is it. 12:41. So let's do update and delete function quickly. To update to do, what do I mean update to do is, I want to where is the to do? Yeah, I want to update that my to do is completed. If it is completed, yes, true, then I have to make it false. If it is completed false, then I have to make it true. So let's write that logic over here. The O toggle to do, just a function, simple function to toggle to do of this particular to do. Now can I do it like this? Yes, let's do it like this. Okay, so if this dot completed, then this dot completed is equal to false, else completed is equal to true. So this is a simple function. It will check whether the current value of completed, if it is true, then it will make it false.